Time now to take a look at the latest high school football rankings from MaxPreps. No one is touching IMG Academy at number 1. Cement them in there with their season over. Check out Colquitt County, though, out of Georgia, making their way into the top 10 after beating Brookwood 49-3 in the opening round of the 7A playoffs. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of what it all means with two guys who know all about meat and potatoes. They are MaxPreps experts, Director of Programming Steve Montoya, and National Football Editor Zack Poff. Gentlemen, let's start in the top 10 with St. Joseph's Prep out in Philadelphia. They come in number 3 on the list after winning the 6A championship for a third straight year. How impressive is this program, Zack?
Super impressive, man. They've been the best squad in PA for the last 3 years. They're 27-0 against in-state opponents. And Central York, the team they played in the 6A state championship, rolled into that game 10-0, averaging over 50 points per game. St. Joseph's Prep won 62-13. And they did that on defense without their best player, Jeremiah Trotter Jr. But you look on offense, what St. Joseph's Prep did this year, it all starts with Kyle McCord, the 2021 Ohio State commit at quarterback. He threw for 337 yards and 4 touchdowns. And another guy that jumped off the charts to me in that game was 2021 Temple commit Malik Cooper. He scored 3 touchdowns 3 different ways. He had a long touchdown reception, threw a touchdown, and he also housed a punt return for a score. And Jeremy, I really do believe that this St. Joseph's Prep team is one of the few that could actually compete with IMG Academy. I wish we would get the chance to see them play, but we're not. But, Kyle McCord, Marvin Harrison Jr., and the rest of that senior class, one of the best ever St. Joseph's Prep has ever had for sure.
Yeah, and speaking of wish lists, I wish we would have got to see Kyle McCord a little bit longer. He was injured at the end of his junior year last year, and this season obviously cut a little bit short because of COVID. I mean, he had 88 career TD passes, most in PCL history. He had over 6,800 yards career passing. Ohio State is getting a good one, and Pennsylvania is no joke when it comes to producing really good quarterbacks. I mean, my man Joe Montana, Dan Marino, Johnny Unitas. I mean, the list goes on. Kyle McCord, maybe one day we'll look back and he'll be in that list. A really, really good quarterback, Ohio State commit.
Yeah, that's a pretty impressive list as well. Okay, let's go from one state champion to another potential state champ in Thompson, who's set to face Auburn on Wednesday in the 7A championship. They're at number 6 in the rankings. Steve, set the stage for this title matchup.
Yeah, this is a really good one, and the 7A classification in Alabama is one of the toughest roads to a state title you'll see around the country. So both these teams are good. Obviously, Thompson is number 6 in our national rankings, undefeated. But Auburn's no joke. They were undefeated until a late season loss, but they've done really, really well here in the playoffs. So it should be a good matchup. Zach in Alabama, and I'm really, really impressed with the junior quarterback there at Thompson.
Yeah, I was about to bring it up, man. This dude is as saucy as it gets at the quarterback position. He's thrown for over 3,400 yards, 30-plus touchdowns. And this is a guy who had no Power 5 offers coming into his junior campaign. Since then, he's landed a couple, led by Tennessee. And this is a program, man. They've had big-time quarterbacks over the last few years. You had Taulia Tagovailoa, and then Sawyer Pate after that, and they won a state title last season. And this Thompson team this year is even better than last year's squad. And not just will this arguably be the best team Thompson's ever had, if they do win the state title on Wednesday, this will arguably be one of the best teams ever in Alabama high school football history. And I got to give a shout out to my guy, Jeremiah Alexander, 2022 defensive end / outside linebacker. This is the number 1 player in the class of 2022 for a reason. And I'm going to go on a limb here, Jeremy, and say he's going to have at least 3 sacks on Wednesday night.
Wow, okay, making the bold prediction. All right, let's take a look further down these rankings. We've got some movement in the top 15. The biggest mover there was Cedar Grove, who managed to jump 3 spots after winning their first state title since 2015. You see them moving up. But we also had a new team join the rankings out of Texas. We welcome Baker Mayfield's former squad, Lake Travis, to the top 25 after improving to 6-0 on the season. So, Zach, how dangerous is this Lake Travis team?
Also, I got to give a shout out to my guy, Garrett Wilson, another Lake Travis alma mater at Ohio State now. But this team's dangerous, man. And, every single year it seems like Lake Travis finds themselves in the top 25 rankings. What Hank Carter has done for this program in Austin is big time. You know, this is a program that's been to the state semifinals in each of the last 4 years. They went all the way to the state championship game in 2017, and in 2016 they won it all. And even before that, they became the first program in Texas state history to win 5 consecutive state titles from 2007 to 2011. Now, they might not have the 4 and 5 stars they've had before, but this year they got a bunch of guys who get the job done. And, you know, I love Bo Edmondson at quarterback. He's a sophomore. He's only played 4 games this year. He's missed the last couple, but he's going to be that next great quarterback from Lake Travis. I'm calling it now.
Yeah, and to follow you there, Zach, this kid is impressive. Zach said only a sophomore, so by the time he's a senior and it's all said and done, he'll be a name in the state of Texas everybody knows. I mean, he plays for Lake Travis, and Lake Travis is one of the best teams in the state and in the country, and they produce quarterbacks. We mentioned it. Baker Mayfield, Garrett Gilbert, Hudson Carr, Charlie Brewer, those are just the few who have come from Lake Travis, and this 2023 commit Bo Edmondson could be the next great one from Lake Travis.
Speaking of great ones, that's what you two are. They are Steve Montoya and Zack Poff of MaxPreps, breaking all things high school football down for us here on CBS Sports HQ. Great stuff as always, gents.